All right, here we go. I got a 1. Chris, what happened last time?
Whoa! Last time in
Last
Lornedain,
time.
we did some stuff. So Sabert was in an awesome position because I missed the game before it. So it was that classic scenario of just go with it. So I remember coming in and we were surrounded by wolves. The party had opted to kind of investigate some missing, I think, lumberjacks or lumber workers.
Woodsman.
We
Woodsman.
woodsmen, yeah. It was something with wood. We chased after them looking for some clues. We ended up with some werewolves, or just regular wargs, not werewolves, but wargs. We slayed a fair few of them. One of them attempted to limp away, and we chased it down to its lair, where we slayed even more wargs. And there was a lot of cool combat stuff last time. I think one of them got pushed down into a pit of death. A couple of them turned into stairs for a really epic sword slash from our warrior Durek. And then Rex rolling just nasty critical hits across the board. We beat some wards. After slaying a fair few of those, we kind of circled around their den and found an even weirder situation, a pool filled with, I remember, some wine. And as we were recovering this valuable wine, the water itself seemed to attack us. We had a very nasty water, weird elemental thing try to destroy us. Log tried to eat it. I do remember that. After which do you slay water? Do you just convince it to stop? Either way, we beat the water into submission, and once we created Lake Placid, we looked around, found more treasure, found the folks that, or what was left of them, found the folks that we went to find, reported their no longer living status to their friends, who decided that they were going to hightail it out of there, but we're currently staying in their camp for the night, getting some rest and getting ready for our next adventure.
Great. Awesome. Taking XP. That was a great recap, in my opinion. Yeah. I would characterize last session, two highlights of what you said. One is, well, actually, one of the things you said is you beat the crap out of things, and that was very much last session. Was you simply beat the crap out of everything until it did what you wanted, and that worked. And the second thing is there were an unreasonable number of natural 20s. I think it was that last session, right? Or maybe it was
I got
or maybe
3.
both. It was.
And that was just
like
me.
in a row. But here we are, and you know.
Should I roll for hit points? I haven't done that yet.
If you haven't done your level 3 stuff, you could do that if you want. You can also roll a d4 for your luck tokens for the session, and so the foresters, they you can hear them. You know, they seem to have a mostly sleepless night, and you can hear them mourn the loss of their friends. Apparently to them, these two people that you found and brought back the remains of were very good people from their point of view. And you hear a kind of story swapping and eulogizing among them all night. You get what sleep you can, and you awaken the next day. They provide food for you. You don't have to mark off food for the previous day or for today from your rations. They provide food for you. And Bayard, he shakes each of your hands heartily, even the little hands, even the little reptile hands, and he says,
Draconic.
He says, well, I think this is about it for us here in the barony. We're gonna head up that road and make our way out of this place. Thank you for everything that you've done.
I nod as graciously as I can and try to offer them what advice that I can about the lay of the land using my ranger skills and the experience we had on the way in.
All right. Saber?
And I'd say a little prayer for their safe journey.
Awesome. Log?
I would like to tie some branches into like a little bracelet and hand it to one of them.
That you take a luck token for that. This is very heartfelt, and it's a woman that the person that I have nearby here that you hand it to, and she looks at you and she says, "Thank you. I was beginning to wonder if all of the things that I had heard about, Perenval, if they were true. But you have all at least given me some hope."
I only wish we could have returned with better news. But I dare say those wargs won't be troubling more people. In fact, there's probably going to be a big deer problem here in about 2 years.
Durek, is there anything you want to do?
Derek's next.
I'm going to clap their leader on his shoulder, wish them well, and then I'll say, hey, you don't have a spare torch lying around here, do you?
He nods, and he brings back the equipment packs of the two companions they had, and he says, "We won't be needing these things anymore, I don't reckon." And inside are complete adventurers packs. There's 2 of them. You can take what items of it you wish, and they are the same as the adventurers packs in the book.
Neat.
I like the rope, please.
Yeah, you could take that.
I'm just going to replenish my torch because I burned one last time, and want to make sure we have at least 2 going in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, crawling kit. Flint and steel, 2 torches, 3 rations, 10 iron spikes, a grappling hook, and a rope, and a backpack.
I don't think mine needs topping off.
All right.
No, I was overly clever and got oil flasks instead of torches, which just makes things more logistically complicated.
And with that, they begin to, over the next few hours, they pack together their things, and leaving much of it. It seems that they're preparing to travel in such a way that they don't intend to return again.
They're heading to Perenval, right?
Yep.
Before they leave, I do want to tell them, or ask them if they will tell the Council of Perenval that things here seem worse, and I don't know if we can fix it. We'll do our best, but tell them they might need to send reinforcements. Just in case we fail here.
All right. You send with them a dire report of the barony of Lornedain.
With very little details. Just as mysterious as when we got here.
Just enough to give a plot hook to the next party.
Exactly.
Pretty much, yeah.
All
right.
So we discussed last time what our plans were, and I think that we're probably gonna stick to that. Whoops, the visibility just changed on the map. Now I can't see most of it, but wait, did it change orientation too?
Yeah, it's if you hold control and use your mouse wheel, you can flip it around, and otherwise, yeah, you're just I'll move you back, but you're not up. You're not.
Okay.
You're up in the northern forest up this ways.
Right. So let's review our plan, because we talked this over at the end of the last session, and we had a pretty solid agreement that I believe we were going to head back into the entrance to the catacombs from at the slanted tower, the leaning tower, and try to explore the remaining northward corridors that we hadn't managed to explore before. Everyone's still in agreement on that?
Yeah, that's
I think
fine.
that's the most direct route. Yeah.
All right.
I only throw this out as a, and I'm not trying to complicate things. Back at the Warg's cave, there was that little sort of ledge going down into the underground with a corridor leading out of that. I wonder if it's connected to the tunnels, and is that closer to where we are than going across the country to the other place? I don't
I'm
know.
also curious if the water underneath leads to the river also.
In my humble opinion, I think that like trying to cave our way there is going to be slower than going overland. But Ross, of course, can contradict me.
Some other factor might be daylight, so we're leaving in daytime, right? So if we have daylight, might as well use it. And then when the sun
Yeah.
sets, maybe think about other things.
Yeah, I'm with whatever the party wants to do. I only mentioned it because I didn't want to leave a stone unturned. You know how
I think
love
you're absolutely
stones.
right, but I kind of feel like time is of the essence, so we have no choice but to leave stones unturned.
What do you think, Chris?
Maybe just
I would say using daylight to our advantage, we'll be able to scope the keep from our travel, kind of see anything that we'd be able to see on our way to the tower, then use the tower to use known paths to try to get towards that direction. I feel like of the two options, I am interested in the wolf cave because I kicked a wolf down there. But yeah, I feel like the other path we have a little bit better mapping up here of.
Okay, no problem. All right.
Agreed.
So let me make a quick check here.
Yeah, the conversation's kind of halfway brought me around to that point of view, but I think that we really gotta stick with the plan.
I agree.
Regretfully,
I think
though, regretfully.
we should stick to the plan. I only wanted to mention it so we didn't forget it.
No, I do agree. We're probably leaving metaphorical and possible literal money on the table, but
It is beginning to feel chilly outside as winter begins to approach. You can see as you leave the forest behind you, you can see the moat and kind of man-made island jutting against a cliff face that where the keep of the barony is nestled into. You can see the main road that leads into the village of Lornedain, and right in the middle you see the tower. Where do you all go? The next person up is, I believe, Log. I think Sabert took an action last. So.
I mean, I'm not a party caller, right? So what
Yeah,
are we
that's
doing
okay.
as a group?
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
taking turns.
yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. You can toss out ideas though. I mean, let's just. Yeah.
So what's our? I mean, we're heading to the tower, right? So what's between us and the tower?
No, you can just go to the tower. That's all of about 1.5 miles away. So. Or
I
even
just
3/4.
didn't know if there was anything of note on our journey.
Well, I could describe it. There is a windmill. I believe the windmill is right here. Without looking at the map. That is probably one of the larger, more imposing structures that is out here. There are a few scattered farms, but these farms are still inhabited. The ones near the keep, and then there's the keep. You could pretty much see the domain of the entire barony, because the whole thing again is 2 miles across, north to south. There's this copse of trees here. But you know that when you came from it before, those were mausoleums leading down into the crypt. And from where you are, without going to the river or to the village, that is what you see from here.
Okay. Well, on the way, I'd just like to be looking at the windmill as we go by and see if there's anything strange or of note there as we're passing by on our way to the tower.
Okay. Let's see.
Anyone want to pull a Don Quixote on that windmill and go ride
Good.
it down?
I got few enough arrows as it is.
But the ones you do have are pretty effective.
Yeah, all the more reason to hoard them.
Uh,
If that was Sabret's turn, Log is next.
yeah,
Sorry. If that was Log, that was Durek, rather.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I'm working on some stuff. Sorry about that. Just take me a second here.
As you're talking about your arrows, a log says, I've thought of a new spell. The frog we made in the cottage was pretty helpful. I have an idea of the future of how to use frogs.
Care to share?
He scratches his head and says, maybe it's better as a surprise. It might not work.
All right. Playing a little coy.
Okay.
I'm actually just imagining, like, does the frog know fletching?
Rex and Log, you can make a wisdom check with advantage since you are respectively a ranger and a scout. A 16. Rex, so Log, you looked toward the windmill, so I'll describe something that you see, even from where you are. Again, this whole thing, it looks bigger than it is. You see someone looking at you from the top of the windmill. And Rex, so this is Log, you see that, okay? Rex, you see as you're walking, and Log notices that, and you're talking about frogs. Rex, you notice the track marks on the trail. Now, you know that you took a carriage ride here on your first night that you arrived here. There are carriage marks. In fact, they gouge the road where carriages often make their way back and forth from the village. But you also see boot marks, and you notice that the village bailiffs, the forces that were sent from the keep, were on horseback, not on foot. And lastly, the boots are the boots of soldiers, and you have seen no army.
Perhaps that could represent the Baroness's guards. Perhaps some personal guard force of hers. But mostly I'm distracted by, you mentioned that someone is watching us from the windmill?
Yeah, do they
Yes.
look like, what can I see about their figure or their? Do I notice anything
Rex is
about
just staring suspiciously at the windmill as if he does intend to do some Don Quixote stuff before he turns and explains that, like, no, there's someone there.
Log, you mentioned that someone's watching you all.
them?
Does everybody turn and look at the windmill?
I think I'd just wave.
Okay.
I'm trying to be all surreptitious about it, and Log just waves.
You see, looking from the windmill, this person looks haggard, crazed, one eye larger than the other. They look coated in black silt, and they look crazy, and their hair is matted, what hair they have left, and they look like they're dirty, as if they're covered in soot. And,
Is that our man Pete?
After you wave, they like, their eyes widen, their big eye widens, and then they dash out from the view of the window.
I think we need to go that way. They look like they need help.
I don't think they're gonna let us, but we could give a brief pursuit if you want.
What do you guys think?
If he's covered in soot, perhaps that means he was hiding in the chimney. when they came looking for him. It's possible that it is.
I'm assuming this
either-
is our man Pete, unless indicated
Yeah,
otherwise.
it could be Filthy Pete. It sounds like Filthy Pete.
Okay, let's go around the table. So,
Dirk next.
yeah, Dirk, what do you think? So, I mean, do you propose that you go investigate, or continue to the tower, or go somewhere else?
If we
Not
chase
sure what
after him,
more
we'll
we
spook
can
him.
learn from him, but it's also really tempting. So, I guess for a role-playing moment, I would probably vote to go check him out. That would be my vote. Probably not the smartest thing to do, but that would be my vote.
All right. What
All right,
about?
so if Dirk takes off, I'm just going to chase after him too, because like, oh, we're doing this now.
Okay, Sabert and Log. What do you guys think?
From a role play perspective, I would see Saber probably being a little bit more reserved, a little more skittish. Probably, maybe we should just focus on the task at hand. But Log, you're a better judge of people than I give you credit for. What do you think?
Of crazy. I'm kind of crazy. Should get along fine.
Fair
All
enough.
right, I guess we're chasing him then.
Okay. Rather than taking the intersection down to the tower, you continue on then to the four-way intersection leading into the windmill. This is the third tallest structure in the barony, second to the tower that you saw, the abandoned tower, and the keep itself. It's an active windmill, and in the winds, it's turning, its mechanisms possibly grinding something, corn, barley, and it has a hedge around it. As you approach the windmill, you can see that the door, it also could presumably serve as a house. It's a large building. Whoever works the mill could actually live inside. And anyways, the door to this building is open.
Maybe whoever's inside saw our man Pete. Let's go check it out.
Before we approach, I want to see if there are any, because we saw tracks before. Were the tracks leading here? Or were the tracks leading just down the road to town?
They were leading toward the tower.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Towards the tower that we were going to?
Yes.
Ooh.
That's worse, but okay. So I just
that's
want
very
to see.
ominous.
That's
I want
good
to see
to
if
know.
there's. I want to
Well,
see
we're
if
here
there's
now.
anything like any tracks here where it looks like there might be an ambush in this hedges.
Yeah. So you start looking toward the hedges, and just as you kind of turn your head to to look, you see two things, Locke. First of all, you can see that inside there is an old man, an old dwarven man, and a younger dwarven man, and both are tied up and gagged. And you see this and look around the hedges, and can see a shadow of someone just about to leap. So you evaded a surprise check by checking, as someone is about to leap from the hedges with an axe to chop at you, to chop at Log. What?
Chop Log.
Now I'm going to stay with Log for a minute. Log, what do you do?
I would like to reactively cast Eye Bite at them.
You do that. Roll to cast.
Oh no. So I actually have a additional +1 with my new level up, which means I need a 9 or better on the roll.
People are doing Thaco and they don't even know it.
I'm going to spend a luck to reroll.
You could do that.
There we go.
Hey,
So they take 1d4 damage and cannot see me until my next turn. They take 2 damage.
All right. Let me look at it. A second here.
Hoping not to kill them, but to just at least disorient them and
You
find
do
out what's going on
that.
here.
What does it look like when you cast Eye Bite?
I imagine I do that thing like the Three Stooges, and I act like I'm gonna poke them in the eye, and then like little laser
At a
beams come out of the little laser beams come out of my fingertips and like burn their eye sockets and make them close their eyes.
It makes the 1980s VHS laser sound, like, and then like
Yes.
comes out your fingers, and you hear this a scream, and all of a sudden an axe clatters to the ground, and someone tumbles nearby, clutching their eyes, and they clamber to their feet, and they smell terrible.
Oh.
It's a man, gaunt and emaciated-looking man. He's filthy.
So in terms of turn order, if we count Durik as having gone next, then it's my turn. But if as having gone last, then it's my turn. But if we count Log as having gone, then it's Durik's.
I think I can't remember. Did Saber? Did you? Yeah, you acted. Okay, so next is Durik. Durik, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss you.
Yeah.
I missed.
Well,
Yeah.
Log kind of moved out of the turn order, but we're cool with it because it was a good call.
Oh, my bad. Okay, Durik. What do you do?
I'm going to try to grab hold of this guy and subdue him.
You do that. You subdue him, but he immediately tries to clamber to his feet, like I was saying. But you just you're like a bullet. You zip over and you grab hold of him, and he has that strength of desperation, but not enough to overcome you. And he's like, thrashing against you. He's like, no. It's
I'm going to judo toss him to the ground and hold him there.
Yeah, you do that. You toss him to the ground. He's like, I didn't do it. Ah! And he's just freaking out.
So a couple of sessions ago, my character pulled off a little bit of a slide into a sort of like a jujitsu leg lock sort of thing. So when it's my turn, I'm going to try to do that again to help subdue this guy.
He's totally subdued, if that's what you do on your turn. But you could do something else as well. He's definitely subdued.
I think that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure he's
All right.
calmed down.
He's definitely not calmed down, but he's doubly subdued. Sabert, what do you do?
All right, bud. You saying you didn't do it, but here me and my friends, we're just coming along, checking things out, and you come at us with an axe, and that just ain't nice. So, care to just take a breath, because you ain't going to be moving anytime soon. Just explain a little bit, kind of what's going on.
He looks at you, and he glares. He bares his remaining 3 teeth, and he's like, bandits, brigands, liars. You claim to be here for the king? You a bunch of robbers. You're not getting anything out of me. I'll not tell you where it is.
Yeah, no. We're I scramble around for my dagger, and I grab it and I hold it upside down at first, and then flip it around, and then we're adventurers, pretty good ones actually, and we're here to help the people of the area. Just take a breath, calm down.
You're not gonna hurt my friends at the windmill. The millers, they don't deserve it. Leave them out of this. Take me instead.
Who tied them up?
I chased them off. What do you mean? You not come to take them? Where's your cart?
You're thinking of someone else. You got us all wrong.
Somebody been taking people by cart?
Let's see.
Kidnapping folks? Perhaps jack-booted thugs?
And then he looks at as a last kind of element of reticence. nods towards your boots of the army of Perenval. And he says, "You mean like those?"
We all look uncomfortably and uncertain at one another.
I look down at my bared, viney-looking feet.
Well, except that thing. Except that one.
What's your name,
And
friend?
the two lizard people, but you know what I mean. The name's the name's Pete. They call me Pete.
Ah!
We've heard about
That's all
you.
they call you.
Are you wearing Yemen's armor?
He's not.
Derek.
He's. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
Derek. Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you meant Filthy Pete.
No, because I remember.
Good point. Yeah, did you
So,
put that
yeah.
armor on?
Yeah, I'm wearing his armor, but remember, I've got my surcoat over it.
Yeah.
Could either make things better or much worse.
Yeah, I think I just side-eye Derek, and maybe at the name of Pete, I just sent him a signal of some sort to be like, are we gonna tell him what we know or not?
I think he knows most of what we know, and we're just telling him that we know that he knows.
Hmm.
We're adventurers of Perenval, though. We're not. I know there were some bandits in the area that were pretending to be adventurers of Perenval, but we've took care of that, at least to my knowledge. We're here to do what we can to help. Will you let us help you?
It was just when McEwen went to see me. That's when the last time adventurers of Perenval showed up. And that's when people started going missing.
Those false adventurers that we first encountered. Do you think that were they wearing that sort of boot style?
No. Those false adventurers were wearing completely sham equipment. Yeah.
I see. So this is a whole other set.
It sounds like, organized troops. They've got a cart. They're taking off. They're taking people. They're heading in the direction of the tower. All this sounds pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is this guy wearing the... Like, is this the same person that I saw at the top of the tower?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to confirm that.
Are we still within like visual range of the two dwarves that are tied up?
Yeah. They're going.
Yeah. As soon as one of us. Yeah. When my turn rolls around, I'm going to go over there and untie those guys.
Okay. Well, actually,
Kind
let's
of
see.
lost the turn order a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Well,
you
that's
do
just
that.
how conversations happen.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah. You do that. You go and you untie them, and they say. At first, they're like, "Take anything you want. Take anything you want, please."
We're not here to rob you. We're not here to rob you.
We're here to help.
You are? Are they? They're gone then. Oh,
It depends on who you mean by they.
Pete,
Tell us
Pete,
more.
are you okay, lad? And Pete's like, well, he goes, I'm okay. I'm okay, Homer.
I'm gonna let Pete up,
All right.
and I'll help him up to his feet.
Pete, when he gets up, his eyes are darting around. He's like, now look, I'll tell you everything I know, but we need to get Elmer and Wilmer out of here. They're not safe. They need to hide. They'll come for them. I don't know what they're doing with these people, but they'll come for Elmer and Wilmer.
All right. We won't stop you, but tell us everything you know real fast. Or who is it?
Yeah. Who's coming for them, and what's the significance of Elmer and Wilmer?
Elmer and Wilmer, the dwarven folk, the millers, they he points toward the dwarves. They run the mill for the barony. Anyways, you see, I served with the Baroness, and we came back, and McEwen, he came to me one day. He said that could steal this ring from the tomb of the Lornedains. I admit it. I'm ashamed. He said that some other people were looking for the ring anyways. That's why I thought, well, people with those daggers that you've got hanging in your side there. And, he said it'd be gone anyways. Might as well try to find it. Things have been worse ever since we come back. And, so we went down into the depths. Huge eyes and claws. Strange things. And we fled. Barely escaped with our lives. Well, wasn't about a few days later I saw footprints around my property. Prints like, like those. He nods down towards your boots. And, I thought, you see, we did get the ring. It was a beautiful thing. Felt like I could hear it talking sometimes. I thought we could make a lot of money off of it if we could just get out of the barony. Things have been going badly here for a while, so figured we'd get the McEwen family and just up and leave with this ring. But then people started disappearing, and footprints around my place. McEwen's. I begged him. I says, McEwen, we have to take it back. We have to put it back where it came from. It's evil. Well,
What happened to it?
Right.
there were, McEwen had the ring, and there were some masked people in cloaks. Came with a cart, carted off alive, bound and gagged all of the McEwen family off to that tower. That's all I know. And now everyone else is going missing too. I've seen these people, cloaks. They're like phantoms. How they can move, how fast they are. I had heard legends of adventures of Perenval, but and then I began to believe that maybe everything about Perenval was wrong.
Well,
I hesitate to believe that adventurers of Perenval would stoop to such a thing. But I don't know everything there is in the world.
yeah, well, now I'll give Sabert a side eye because we know better.
I hope that's true. I can show you. I can show you where they go. And I can show you where I found the ring. And I can show you where things lead in the tunnels. But we need to get Elmer and his son out of here before they show up again. Either that or we need to be prepared to fight.
Something I want to
Sorry,
ask
go
real
ahead.
quick. Is there a temple or a chapel in the town?
I don't think
Like a place of holiness?
I think there was like a multi-faith sort of worship site, but I don't remember there being like a holy man attended building. But perhaps we just didn't see one.
if I
What's your
recall
thought, Log?
correctly, I think Sabert, I believe you asked that question and you identified it when you were in there.
Correct. Yep. There was like a naturey looking sort of building.
Okay, because I'm thinking the way that he described these makes me think they might be some type of vampire or undead. And if we could better equip ourselves against such a threat, I think that would be great.
Meanwhile, Rex is just thinking of Percival, but he's not going to mention him while other people are around.
So, like we could take these dwarfs out of here and protect them. But I think if we take them to the town, and we try to see if there's any equipment in the holy place.
We could just ask, would they be safe in town? There'd be a lot of people around to see. They couldn't be stolen away in the dark.
I don't want to take them to town if we can avoid it, just because we know the guard tower is connected to the tunnels, and that would give them a really easy way to scoop them down there.
What do you suggest we stash them then?
What do these dwarves? I mean, they're untied now, right? These dwarves. So what do they have to say for themselves? Can they fend for themselves? Do they need an escort out of here? Like, what can they pack up their gear and beat feet out of town for a little while? Do they have relatives they can stay with? You know, what's the story?
They Elmer looks at his son and he says, "I reckon I could try to ask one of my friends in town if I could stay there." Now, some things seem very immediately apparent to you all. Sabert is correct. The town connects directly to its underground complex via the, via the actual guardhouse. And also the guards from the keep come and go, and people went missing from the town. If they were to try to make it out of here on foot, well, you, heavily armed and elite warriors of Perenval, had trouble making it in on foot. So, there is that problem.
Yeah, it's a little late for them to try to catch up to those woodsmen.
Well, that was my next thought, and this is crazy, so y'all let me know if it's a terrible idea, but we could maybe send Jubal with them to give them a chance at catching up to that party.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Not a bad idea.
Could also send Blossom with them too, because as my familiar, I can actually cast spells through Blossom, so I could at least be there for that support also.
Would it be possible to send a message with Blossom to ask the woodsmen to hang back? Oh gosh, would they even? I mean, they owe us.
I mean, they're only 20 minutes ahead of us. You know, maybe a half hour. I don't know.
At the same time, I'm not sure if these guys ideally we fix what's going on here, and these guys don't need to flee their homes forever.
True.
I think just telling them to find we can't just tell them to find one, but if we can find a place for them to just lay low for a couple of days, maybe we can fix this.
Regardless of what we do, for the sake of time, can we move our conversation, maybe just over here into the wilderness where we can hide in the bushes
I think
for a couple
Rex
hours?
is gonna. Is there like a spot where Rex might be able to see a cart and some kidnappers approaching on the road while himself unseen?
Yeah, you're easily able to make it up the windmill, just as Filthy Pete did, and being a ranger and a elite badass that you are, beyond that,
Hop from handhold to handhold.
Yeah, you just scurry up to the top of the windmill and as high up as you want to go, even to the top of the very prop, of the whatever. And anyways, so that allows you to see the entire barony essentially from where you are, and you're a tiny fellow, so nobody's going to see you. And you look around, and you can see dust raising up. As whatever came here and Filthy Pete had sought to fight off seems to have fled for now and is returning to the tower.
Oh. All right, I will scurry on back, just kind of like leaping onto one of the spinning blades of the windmill and sliding down to land very quickly with the others, and just the kidnappers have changed their mind. They're heading to the tower right now. At least I hope that's them. Nobody else with the carts on the road, though. If we hurry, perhaps we can catch them.
might be better to let them get to the tower and go in, stick to our original plan, or Pete can show us a better way into the tower and how the lay of the land. I think we should get that from him, and then launch a covert operation.
I don't know. I think that.
Well, let's. What do you think? What do you think, Chris?
Oh, my brain's full of thoughts. I don't know.
Shoot! Fire.
My thoughts right now are to just tell the dwarves to try to find some kind of hiding spot to stay low for just a couple of days, and just tear off after them. But that's my thought.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Fire all your thoughts off.
I think we should definitely utilize Pete. If he's been in there, he's got this ring, he's got the guilt. We need to take him, get on in there. Dwarves. I mean, if
Wait, go
we're
back.
not,
Explain that. Say that again. I want to make sure I
Yeah.
understand.
so you said Pete had been in there to steal the ring, right?
Yeah, and they stole it, and then
Yeah.
and then he doesn't have it. McEwen presumably took it.
Right, but if he was in to steal it, I mean, he's probably got some knowledge of the structure and
Yes.
what's where.
Yeah.
We could have him to kind of help guide. If y'all aren't comfortable with dropping Jubal to take the dwarves to the loggers, then my next thought would be potentially just take them with us, because we could at least keep them safe that way.
All right, Log. What do you think?
I like Saber's plan.
All right. So now we got two options here. Yeah, well, for the dwarves, like you could send Blossom to try to delay the loggers, and then have them escorted by Jubal to join the loggers and depart the barony, or you could just take them with you. Rex, what do you think about between those two plans?
I'm concerned about bringing people with low amounts of HP with us, which includes Jubal at this point, because we've leveled up without him. Because there's going to be points where we're going to have to stick our nose into danger, and either they're going to be in the fight, or they're going to be like behind us and possibly getting ambushed by something else as we go in there. So my thinking is, at this point, even though it kind of violates the principle of the action economy, to send them off with Jubal to try to catch up with the loggers, with the woodsmen rather.
All
That's
right.
where I'm leaning.
And then Durek, what do you think?
I'd like to ask one question. Is there any place here that they can just hide? Do they have a cellar in this place that they could hide in the cellar?
There should be a lot of hiding places. I mean, it's a big barony. Not that big, but still, there's lots of places.
As far as the windmill, Durek, yes, they say as much. They say, "Oh, we could hide in our cellar for some time." Yes, I could try.
So yeah, okay. Well, I'm so a third option then. I'm opposed to taking them with us, Sabert. I would say because, like Rex pointed out, I think it's going to be super dangerous where we're going, and they're probably going to be a liability versus helping protect them. So I say we either send them off with Jubal to catch up with the woodsman, or have them hide here, and then we use your other idea, which is to have Pete help us, point us in the right direction, and let him clear out too, because as adventurers of Perenval, we don't want to endanger anybody's life.
So here's
That's
my
fair. I
idea.
mean,
If we have them
Go ahead.
hide here, I can have Blossom kind of be a lookout, and that way we can take Jubal with us, because if we run into more toad people, Jubal is the one that can talk to people.
That's a good point.
Mm.
That's a great point.
I didn't want to. I'm not trying to nerf Jubal or something. I can give him his hit points, no big deal. I'll just roll him real fast.
All
It's
right.
2d4.
Sure.
Get a couple extra spells too.
5
Yeah.
more hit points. That'll survive another blow.
Yeah, and I'll give him some tier 2 spells, and we'll work that out too, for sure.
Very cool.
Okay.
If
Right.
Okay.
I think that like trying to have them tear off across the forest trying to catch up with people is just adding a whole extra more risk. And I realize that having them stay here is an additional risk, but I'm feeling a little optimistic. I feel like we can solve this thing and they won't have to flee their homes. And additionally, I just worry that they're not going to move as fast as woodsmen in the woods.
All right. So, all right. So they say, they agree that they can stay here. And at that, Filthy Pete nods towards his battle axe and says, "I guess it's time I try to put that thing to use again."
Very brave of you.
And he
We appreciate all your help.
It's an old, rusty battle axe, despite being a blacksmith. He also smells like liquor and pee and all kinds of stuff.
He's been a little out of his mind for a while. We understand.
And all right, so let's see. At this point, we're back to.
While we're here, can I keep my fine dishes here and not lug those around with me anymore?
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
You can leave your fine dishes here with them, and they appreciate that. And all right, Sabert. So, are we continuing on to the tower or somewhere else? Do you have any other ideas?
I think by the time we get to that tower, then we probably got a good chance of whoever was just headed in getting into somewhere. I think if Pete mentioned that he stole the ring from the catacombs and we know where those catacombs come out, maybe we should shift gears, take Pete in that route, because like the tower entrance is kind of busy. We don't know what all they're getting set up and stuff down there, but we could go in through the catacombs. It's a little bit longer, but it gives us the opportunity to kind of not land straight in the action as soon as we get in. What do y'all think?
I like that.
I say we land straight in the action, like especially if we interrupt them while they're doing something. That's my leaning.
All right,
Yeah.
Log, go ahead.
I'm kind of leaning with Rex on this one. I think it's about time we start being actionable and quick, and not think too much about things and just start making progress, because the enemy is clearly making progress, and we need to start delaying this.
It's a tie. Log, roll a D2. On a 1, you guys go to the crypt. On a 2, you try to crash their party.
Wait, to clarify. To clarify, when you talk about crash the party, these people are heading towards. They're not heading towards the tower, right? They're heading towards the keep. Is that not true?
Towards the tower.
Okay, great. Thanks. Gotcha.
So still rolling it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Actually, I'm going to change my vote.
Oh,
Say let's go to the tower.
Okay.
So, sorry, Sabert.
You're good. I'm kind of on board with the crazy tower plan. I'm curious though.
It's a little nut.
Let's stick some swords in these guys.
Right?
What's that, Sabert?
We still have that cultist robes, right?
Yes.
And I'll wear that and lead in.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can. All right.
But do we pull the Chewbacca on them?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was kind of thinking. I mean, if
we actually
if
we can start catching up with them, that could make sense. Yeah, we could have Log could be the Chewbacca, and you could be leading him along, and then I'll just roll stealth behind to be behind. And I don't know what Derek does. Maybe Derek's
public relations. That's what Derek's good at. Okay, so you arrive at the tower. You see no obvious signs of activity when you make it to the outside, the now familiar exterior of the tower.
As we approach, are those do they still have the wagon things? The whatever we had mentioned, a wagon approaching the tower. Do we still see a wagon around it?
You don't see a wagon near the tower.
They must have found some other. They got some other way down. because the only way that we could get in was by scaling the wall and then going back down. They couldn't have done that with a wagon.
There was a doorway that was perhaps magical. That was
Right.
that they
Yeah.
could be using.
And we tried to figure out how to activate that magic.
Yeah,
we couldn't figure it out.
They could have pulled the wagon inside because we know that there's nothing in there. It's
Do we see any traps near that?
Make a intelligence check, Sabert.
Intelligence. I have no mod on that.
Did I roll?
No, just Sabert.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Trying. Hold on. There we go.
Sabert, you
Yeah.
look around for tracks,
Oh,
and in fact, you find some. Not only do you find some, but you find that they're intentionally hidden, expertly so. Now, you are all elite trained people. Like you trained with the Adventurer Society under Haon, and this is just the kind of tactics that typical medieval forces that you would encounter out here among the Vale would not, and monstrous entities would not do. But you find the track, and you find that it's simply cached, and there's a small shed space that feeds and houses the mules that drag the cart, and they've been decoupled, and it's been expertly hidden nearby.
Ooh.
So all signs would point to we are dealing with a rogue element of the Adventurers of Perenval.
Seems it's certainly on our thoughts.
Maybe we're the rogue element. Maybe the org is up to some really weird stuff all of a sudden.
That's starting to talk treason, but we don't know how far this leads. You're right in that regard. We're all thinking of Percival. I know we're all thinking of. But we can't reach any conclusions just yet. So you mentioned that the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, certainly there's someone's doing treason. We're just not sure. We're just not sure who, or if we are.
Yeah, it might be us.
I don't feel treasonous.
All right.
So
You look
really-
a little treasonous, Rex.
Really,
I'm just shifty.
I feel really
Shifty.
concerned and really pressured now because Log just sent word that the adventure's not going well. So, shit. Okay.
Well, we were really vague about it, at least.
Can I send Blossom up to the window and see what's inside?
Yeah, you have her fly up to the top of the window to look inside. She lifts her tail up and bends her body forward and looks down, peers both ways, and then nearly tumbles off and starts to fly as you feel. Now, this is about an hour later, okay, from when you were at the windmill, okay?
Sure.
And you feel as the ground shakes.
Whoa.
And then, Blossom, falls off, flies back to you, and she says, "Whoa, what was that?" And then she says, it looks just like how it was last time we were here."
All right. They did say something about the earth shaking below. We did learn that from someone. I can't remember who.
I don't remember either.
I say we got to get in. We got to go. We got to get into that tower.
Okay. I did have one question though, real fast, which is you said that they decoupled the mules and are the mules hidden somewhere that we could access, or did they just take the mules in with them but leave the cart here?
No, the mules are there, yeah, and well tended, and hidden. But yeah, you have access to the mules and the cart.
By inclination, all right, we don't have time. We better get in there. But all I've been thinking is just what if we just let the mules go? Just get them out there, and now they can't use the cart anymore. They got to buy new mules.
I had the same thought. I'm not opposed to it.
Okay, fuck it. Let's just do it.
All right,
Free
Rex,
mules.
you free the mules.
Yeah, just
Be free.
We just cut
and
them
you-
loose. We just cut them loose. Like, all right, get eaten by somebody. I mean, don't get eaten. Have fun. I
I'm
don't know.
sure this is a better fate. I'm helping, and you release them into the wild.
Well, it's not about helping the
No,
mules.
I'm
It's about
just
helping the
kidding.
people they were going to carry.
You're right, and you do that. You smack them on the butt.
If everything else goes wrong, at least that'll
Right.
save somebody.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in there now.
All right. You are in there after freeing the mules, and I assume that you do all the same stuff before. We don't have to go over it again. You've got ropes and
Yep.
stuff.
We clamber on up there, use the rope, and clamber down the other side.
And you see the now familiar fly statue and the winged frog, and still tied to it and now smelling quite awful is your frenemy, the headless cultist, who is also naked.
So they
I thought
haven't
we disposed
removed
him
him.
No, we disposed of him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we put
right.
him in the flesh pit.
Yeah, my bad.
yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
That's
about
what he
that.
would have wanted.
Right.
Probably.
What?
He seemed pretty keen on it for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
let's see if we have any signs of which way they went. Though almost certainly north.
Okay. Well, Log and Rex make a intelligence or wisdom check with advantage as a ranger and a scout.
16.
16. All right. It's
I
like
got
So Jake was
18.
18.
17 there. I see.
I got an 18.
Or
in my
18
mod.
total. All right. So Jake, I'm sorry, Log. It's very obvious to you the direction of the recent tracks, and they are soldier-like boot marks, and they go this way. Now, yeah, you do find the tracks heading to the north. I'll give you a little bit more because that's not. I'm sure you would presumably like peek around the corner. Not only did they go that way, but they go up to this crow's foot, and then they go this way.
After him, boys. Sorry, whose turn is it?
No,
The turn order's
it's-
gotten a little out of.
Yeah, let's see. So the next one, we did Sabert, so
Well, if
Log
Yeah.
acted, and then Durek is next.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Unless anyone has anything to say, I say we follow the direction that they went.
You okay with that, Sabert and Log? All right.
About what I figured would happen.
All right. You do that.
Oh, who's got a torch lit?
I could use my lantern if we want like extra light.
So
The lantern produces like a wider radius of light. Is that right?
Correct. And you can shutter it, so if we hear somebody coming, you can close it down.
Okay,
Okay.
I will use my oil. I've only got enough for 1 hour.
You don't need to start a timer in this case, as you travel some distance. So we're using the time passes roll. Time passes about a quarter of that. So what is that? 15 minutes. So you have 45 minutes left on your,
Okay, let me set that.
yeah. And let's see.
Okay.
Where.
As we're traveling, I'm going to go ahead and notch a crossbow bolt in my handy crossbow and have that at the ready.
Nice.
So is the marching order still like the subterfuge plan we came up with like me, cultist robes leading with I guess Log in pseudo tow, and you guys kind of hanging back with crossbows?
Log's good at sneaking, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not bad at sneaking. I have spells that are helping sneak too.
So maybe Durek should be the one pretending to be captured.
Okay. Sure.
So they will probably notice all your swords, but
And then I'd like to put Blossom in Sabert's pocket.
I thought Blossom was watching the windmill.
No, I brought her with me because we need her. And I figured if they're hiding anyways, I mean,
Sure.
I don't have like a. It's not like 5e where I can communicate telepathically. So I mean, she really
Yeah.
would serve no purpose there. So better for she's with me.
Eventually, the cavern narrows, and it's almost like at one point there was a stone path that continued on, and it suddenly just fell off, and you just have the jutting edges and crumbling edges, and then part of the wall has fallen in, and you're just able to step onto this stone path. Stone, it's about 15 feet wide, 15 feet tall, and continues on ahead of you until you can see ahead of you someone, and there is a portcullis here.
All right. Sounds like we gotta do the Chewbacca plan.
Immediately, they're like, "Hey, who's that?" And they start coming towards you, and you hear footsteps.
Okay, so Log isn't carrying a bunch of equipment, so so the Log would work best as the kidnapped person per se. So we would have Saber in the robes, Log pretending to be captured, and then Durek and Rex hanging back. And Rex can kind of hopefully use his stealthiness to keep a close watch. We've also got ranged weapons, so we could probably do support from back here.
Yeah.
So just get the portcullis open. Like, just talk your way in through the portcullis, and the rest we could just we could solve with violence.
Okay, well, to do this, Rex, and I'll just have Rex do this. Rex, you need to make a, what's your class? You're a...
Ranger.
Your class is Ranger, right?
Yeah. and
Okay.
Background is Wizard's Apprentice, if it matters.
Okay. I think you will need to make a, well, let me make it for you. But
Okay.
what's your dexterity bonus?
+3.
+3. This is going to be a check to see if you can stay in the background and keep everyone hidden. This includes Jubal, as well as...
Oh, yes.
Alright, I have the result here in front of me. You don't know what it is.
Understood.
Alright, here we go. So, meanwhile, everybody else goes up. Look here. The portcullis, for what it's worth. Iron, wood, very heavy. You can see that there's a winch on the other side, and the sentry that is standing guard here on that side. And he wields a halberd and a crossbow and armor. He looks like he's pretty tough in this narrow hallway and could easily access more. And then all of a sudden, as he's getting closer, you feel this rumbling and vibrating, almost as if the whole chamber like kind of vibrates. And he grabs hold of the wall as this happens. He mutters a curse to himself. He keeps coming towards you. And he's like, and he sees that you're in the robes, and he says, "Oi, you got more of them? What you got there?"
I kind of gesture to the magnificent creature behind me and kind of wear like a half smile as the kind of room judders a bit, kind of like I'm expecting it, and just kind of say, "Found this one out and about. He's pretty interesting, yeah?"
"What in Tempest's name is that thing?" Make a charisma check with advantage. You need to make a 12.
12. Have 0 mod, so here goes everything, boys.
Can I whisper a word of encouragement and give him a luck token on this too?
Oh, you get advantage. You get advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I get advantage, right. Let's see what happens with advantage. He still needs the luck tokens.
Luck token. Luck token. You can use one of mine if nobody's got any.
Oh,
God.
I'll burn one. We need this to
Well-
work.
Well, we can't.
I don't know how many times we can use one.
Yeah, no, you get,
If we
but
keep
All right,
doing
fair
it, just
enough.
fucking.
but
Fair
I mean,
enough.
no. I'll make you a deal. This will be the last roll, but it's the since you got advantage on the first one and a luck token re-rolls.
Right.
I think I have it. There's no such thing technically as advantage disadvantage, right? There's just a re-roll, right? I think. I don't know. Without looking at it, advantage disadvantage TM. Right? So we're not. So yeah, you could roll advantage the second time. So you can roll one more time.
One more.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I grip the silvery mace that I stole from that cultist and smile as I.
Hey!
I was ready. I was like, oh boy. But no. Anyways, he looks at you with suspicion for a bit, and he's like, that thing's not going to cause trouble, is it? You need help? You need me to call for the boys?
I think we can handle him. I've got him tied up pretty good. Just give me a hand with him, would you?
Oh, no problem. All right. And he goes to the winch, starts grinding the winch. The portcullis starts coming up, and you see it get up about 2/3 of the way, and he locks it in place. He's like, all right, let's get that. What in the name of Tempest? All right, let's go. He holds out his halberd toward it, and starts backing this way. What do you do?
Does he have his back turned to us now?
He did while he was bringing the winch up. If you were trying to act then.
No. I
We
just
wait
went
until
like.
it's locked.
But when he comes this way, no, he's gonna literally keep that halberd pointed at this huge, horrifying
Right. I'm
troll
saying
monster.
now that they're walking, on the other side of the. Does he turn around to walk? So now his back is to us.
We're looking for an ambush. We're just gonna ambush him. I
Okay,
think-
yeah. So is that? Yeah, you can try to ambush him. That'll be just a. We'll just see if somebody's surprised. So I'm gonna do that right now. It'll happen on a 12. Not being surprised, I mean. And alas, he is surprised. He has his back to you.
Just feather the guy.
Yeah, is the goal to knock him just knock him out? Is that the goal?
I think Saber. I mean, if Saber wants to try to knock him out, I don't think I could knock him out with an arrow. They're a little pointy.
Well, Log, what are you doing, Chewbacca?
I mean, I think I'm just, as he's got his halberd pointed at me, I guess I'm just trying to look intimidating and keep his eyes at me.
Okay. All right. He turns.
Maybe snarl.
Yeah. All right, Saber. Yeah, you want to knock him out?
Yeah, I'll use that ceremonial mace that I was kind of flashing and smiling with and just attempt to just give him the old thump.
Oh, nice.
You do that. He is surprised. You knock him out.
Yes.
Rex was like drawing back the arrow, like, oh, cool, he's got it.
I
Yeah.
want to check if he has any keys or anything.
Good idea.
Let's of course get to the other side of the portcullis and close it behind us.
Should we close it behind us?
Probably.
About how long did it take him to open it?
It took a good 30 seconds, and it's very loud. And he does have keys on him, Log.
I would. Is there a way that we could? Is there a way that we could like? I realize this is going to be a bit of a fail deadly situation, but is there any way that we could damage the mechanism such that it stays open?
Yes, you can do that. You can jam the
I would like to
mechanism.
do that unless someone's going to stop me.
I think we should close it for the sake of keeping alarm down. I think if we close it, we could even maybe prop his unconscious body up against it, like, and make it look like he's still guarding it or whatever.
Oh man, I really want to be able to get out of here if we need to.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's put that up to a vote. Saber, what do you think?
If we close it and it's loud, then anyone who'd hear it would be expecting for it to close after shortly, opening. So yeah, I think we should close it.
All right, Durek, what do you think?
I would vote for closing it so we don't get ambushed from behind.
Yeah, the
Okay, so that's
concept
that's
being,
3 to 1.
yeah. Okay, no problem. So yeah, you make the loud noise, Rex.
So we do bring
well,
Jubal and Pete through before we do that. Is that correct?
Sure,
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
Okay,
and
got it.
Rex, you do that. You close the gate. Log, what were you saying?
Yeah, I wanna prop his dead body, or not dead, but unconscious body up against the bar and make it look like he's still guarding it and doing doing this duty. And if I have to, I'll sacrifice like a foot of rope to like tie his hand somewhere to it.
All right, you do that. So you make it look like, ideally, without close examination, that things are normal here. And Durek, what do you think next?
I'd say we move north.
Very well.
Weapon ready.
Can we take his halberd before we leave?
You have it. You've got the halberd.
Okay.
Okay. Whoops. So you got a door here. You've got a locked door. I think it might be it's another portcullis right here. You have a large ornate door with strange markings on it ahead. It also appears as if it has many heavy locks upon it. The locks look strange. And then it looks like it turns off to the right here in a dogleg. Where do you go next? Next person is Rex.
You mentioned that the one above the one slightly above the 28 was a portcullis.
Yeah, there's a.
Is it one we could see through?
Sure. Yeah, you go up
We'll
to
stealthily peek around the side and stare through it.
So I'm gonna open it just so you can see, but you can't go through. It's locked. But on the other side, you see jail cells, and there is a door here to your left.
Did the now unconscious man have any keys that we suspect might work a mechanism around here? Is there anywhere that we could do that, or is it?
He did have keys on him.
Yeah, I collected the keys from him. Yeah.
This is very much a top priority.
Before we go any further, though, let's check that room to the right because we don't want to get jumped from behind.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah, we could do that. We could do that if I've got any more turn left.
Well, that's okay. That can be.
Or Saber.
Yeah, or Saber's turn.
I'll skip ahead there. Durek, you check this room behind you. You guys go back here, open it, and you see an underground stable with various horses and wagons and things. And there's there are war horses here as well.
Okay. Strange place to have a stable. Is that all that it appears to be?
That appears to be the only thing in here currently. Yeah, it's an underground stable.
Is there an exit from here?
Nope.
I imagine that they would come out the way that we went, and then go up this, and then basically clamber up the stairs and go through the magic door that we've been unable to open so far.
Perhaps.
Did we
Let's
notice
see what else they
any
do.
poop on our way up?
Sorry, what did you say, Chris?
Did we notice any horse poop on our way in?
You can make that would be a wisdom check that you can make. You gotta get a 12.
Wisdom. I have a 2 to that. Alright, let's see what happens.
Uh,
21.
When you think about it, yes, the floors looked marred in a certain way. Now, at first, maybe you thought it was just a well-trod stone path, but when you think about it, yeah, it makes sense that it could have just been beasts of burden and mounts.
Interesting.
Well, do we act as a cavalry the rest of the way out here?
Say that again, please.
Are we gonna act as a cavalry the rest of the way out of here? Just mount up and charge through the rest of this dungeon? They'll never expect it, to be honest.
They wouldn't expect that.
I really love that idea.
Charging out.
I really also love the idea of checking to see if there's anybody in those cells, and then if so, maybe they could use the horses as a means of escape. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah,
like that.
That's a good plan. It's not as fun as charging, but it's a good one.
All right, so let's see. Where are we at in the list? I think we skipped Sabert and Log back to Sabert. So,
Okay.
Sabert, what do you think? What's next?
Let's look in the cells. Let's look in the room with the cells. See
All
what's
right.
going on.
So,
On my turn, we kind of examined the portcullis. So, have we figured out whether we can use the keys to get it open?
and Log, you wanna try to open it?
Yeah, if it looks feasible to open it, yeah.
The keys
All right.
fit, and the portcullis shutters open vertically. And you can see inside here. I'll tell you. There are 7 cells in here. The cell doors are also iron wrought with bound oak, heavy hinges, and the alcove floors are strewn with straw. Each alcove contains a bucket for waste and a bucket for food and slop. And there are people in here, and they are muttering and terrified. Some of them are shaking. 2 of them are women. There are 3 of them are women. One of them has a catatonic stare on her face. Another one is looks terrorized and immediately grasps the bars and starts yelling, "Please, please, you gotta get us out of here, please!" and starts making a lot of noise. And then the first one is stumbling around in the cell, seemingly with her eyes wide open, but glazed over, seemingly blind, unable to see. And then there's a man, and he's also like shaking and terrorized, and he's also yelling, "Please get us out of here!" And there's 2 empty cells. One of the empty cells has scratches scrawled along the wall in a tight script on the edge of the wall. All right. So next person is Log. What do you think?
I'd like to quickly hush the people
Okay.
and try to soothe them in some way. I don't know how to do that, but I want to try to soothe them.
Yeah, at first they see you and they're terrified even more, but then they see that you're obviously adventurers, and when you try to tell them to calm down, they do, and they comply. Except for the one who is stumbling along blind, and it's just like, "Who's there? Who's there?"
Does
Dirk,
yeah. Oh, actually, it's Rex, I think.
No. After the log just went, so it's Dirk's turn.
Oh, okay. We have
actually.
Pete with us, yeah?
Yeah.
We do.
So he can recognize all these people. I'd like to, one, it seems pretty obvious, confirm that these are villagers, and then I would also like to make a suggestion to the party. What if we let these guys loose and send Pete back with them out through the way we came, and he could take them back to town?
If they, how are they going to get out of the tower? Because we had to climb up a rope to get out.
Point,
To figure
I
out
guess.
do any of some of
Pete
them must
says
have
he
seen
knows-
how they opened it up.
He knows other ways.
Some of them must have seen how they were brought in.
So let me answer 2 of those things because Pete's here. The first thing is Pete. He dodders around. He's like, that's Fergie and Mary LaRouche. Oh, Fergie, what happened? And he looks. He's like, get him. Oh, get him. Oh, he gives him an ugly look. And then he sees and that's Emil. Oh, these are some of the missing people.
That's good. That's good. I wish it were all of them.
And then he says, yeah, that other way I know. It leads down to that dark place.
Oh, well, don't go there. How do we get them out of the tower? Oh, or wait, they could, Okay, so options. We could ask them if they know how to open the secret passageway to get out of the tower, because these people are not in a state to be climbing a wall. or we could try to bring them all the way back to the guardhouse and just burst out of the secret room in the guardhouse and just kind of do it. Just kind of do that.
We also know the way that leads to the sepulchre or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the cemetery.
Yeah.
That's true, but that's also
So
there's like there's monsters on the way there.
Yeah.
And as you guys are
giant
discussing
frogs.
it, and Philly Pete mentions his two things, then you feel the ground shake again, and you feel this
What is that?
vibration in the walls. And Rex, what do you propose?
Well, well, first off, let's open these cells. I don't feel inclined to do some shenanigans where we leave them here and try to do other things and then come back for them. I think we should let them go immediately.
Okay. Log, do you want to open the cells?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Maybe just go stash them in the stable room. Tell them.
You begin to hear footsteps coming from behind.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'd like to, in a quickened and quieted pace, like to scout back to the main hallway and see what's going on.
I'll follow if I can.
Okay. Wait, whose turn is it?
If Log just went, then it would be Durek's next. But I figured that I would be kind of like helping, like assisting with the action. I'm not sure how that fits into the turn.
Rex, it's your turn. But very well. You guys both do that. You're kind of incredibly powerful. You basically get a double advantage because you got a scout and a ranger. So you guys can both make intelligence or wisdom checks with advantage.
Just merely a 10.
Did anybody
Mine
get...
is a 10, exactly.
Oh, well, what is obvious, and the vibrations grow stronger, and I think what is obvious is that people are coming, and the second thing is that they stop short of your lantern light, actually, and they seem to be fussing over this door on the opposite side of you. They're not coming towards you yet. Meanwhile, back with you all, Sabert, what do you think?
From the scouting party, I mean, have they been able to relay that back, or are they still kind of on the hallway?
Sure.
What's going on?
Yeah, they
I'd be
relay it.
gesticulating that there are like hand signals of there is danger ahead. There is danger oncoming.
Okay. I think the best I could do is probably just grab like a defensive position, kind of like near a doorway or something, and just kind of be ready in case something comes in. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to like hush everybody and try to be as quiet as possible.
So you're suggesting to like hunker down and prepare to fight.
If someone were to come in this room, that's probably the best we could do versus sneaking X number of people out of a door if there's already people in the hallway, yeah?
There's no one in the hallway, so to be clear. So if they relayed that, just to be clear, again, these people are over here, away from your lantern light. For some reason, they're concerned about this door.
Whose turn is it?
That's a mystery.
Well, I just want to clarify the options on the table. Do we want to stand and fight, or do we want to try to get people and go, or Saber?
I think we should. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we should probably start people in the exit out the way we came position, and then us kind of like shore up the rear to where if they're attacked, well, probably the front and the rear of the line, so that if we're attacked, you know, we're covered either way. What do y'all think?
Well, we're good.
I would like to have Blossom come to me, and I would like to have her extend her wings out and try to throw her like a paper airplane down the hallway so she makes no sound and land at the corner of the hallway so we can see what's over there and if these people look friendly or not. Like these people, we don't know what party is down there and we don't know what their purpose is or
All
what
right.
their goal is.
You can.
But with that information, it could be crucial.
All right. So here's the deal with the devil. You can do that, of course. If Blossom fails this check that you make, you'll be found out. But it'll be a DC 10 check
Okay.
with advantage because you're a scout.
Okay.
You want to try it?
I mean, I really
what
don't
it
want to
is.
speak for the party here, but I think that if we
I'll
have that
commit a luck
information,
token to a reroll if necessary. You can borrow mine. I have 4.
Okay.
All right, go
All right.
for it.
Is this a flat roll, or am I adding something to it?
It's advantage.
Okay.
Wisdom.
I was just
or-
making sure that it's just a d20, and not adding a stat. Okay.
You said wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
Wisdom or
Plus
intelligence.
one then.
Yikes!
Okay, I am decrementing a luck token. You can reroll. Oh no!
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Well,
Blossom,
Blossom.
no!
All of a sudden, you hear something. The whole place shakes a few more times and it vibrates. And then looking for here. One of these days I'll start wearing my glasses. Like the whole place like shakes and you can see now. Can you see like through Blossom or something? How does that work? Or she just come back? She just talks, right?
Yeah, she can talk to me, and I can cast my spells through her.
All right. On behalf of Blossom, make a dexterity check.
Okay.
Gotta get a 12.
18.
You hear something explosive, like an explosion. And then Blossom just like darts back in the room and is like, "They're all dead. We have to go now.
What was it? What you see?
We have to
After
go
Dirk.
now."
Dirk's turn.
And yeah, it's Dirk's turn.
Okay. I'm going to signal to everyone that maybe we should head back the way we came. And let's have. I'm going to suggest to that Pete. I'm going to say, Pete, get these people out of here. Take them back the way we came. I'm going to run to the end of that hall and take up a defensive position in order to make that happen.
All right.
I'm gonna follow Derek.
I'm
with
hearing some
Garrett.
sounds. I'm not going to say I told you so about leaving the portcullis open, but I told you so.
I need to make your tokens smaller. And let's see.
Oh,
Who else is with Dirk? Saber.
Yep.
Ah,
Regrettably.
Something has
I was in the hallway peeking around.
busted through that door and torn down the walls. And it is ripping its way towards you all.
Oh, geez.
It's basically like tearing its way through, ripping just like a I don't know, like a worm. It's just like tunneling down, burrowing through the walls, tearing them down and burrowing towards you. And meanwhile, Filthy Pete is gathering everybody, and he's trying to get them on these horses. It's going to take them at least a turn, and everybody can roll for initiative.
measly 6 for me.
16.
17.
All right. Sounds like it's Siebert so far. And I think we need a log token on here too, and a jubal token. Yeah, I don't know why I can't move log. Log, can you move your token? Good.
That's not me, but oh, there I can move it. Yes.
Great. Okay. Let's see. So I think it's Siebert first. What do you do?
I guess looking at this thing, can with the light that we have, I mean, can you describe it a little bit as to what it may look like or
sorry about
what we're
that.
seeing? No, you're good.
It looks like a. It's more harder to describe what it's doing than what it looks like. It's a giant flying reptilian thing, but it has fire coming out of like pores, like between eyes and in places. There's like, fire emanating from it in places, and it's like a worm where it's burrowing, and it's just like burrowing towards you, like very quickly. It will be at you by the end of the round.
Okay. One more quick question before I decide what I'm going to do. From what I know about the fate of the burning one, does anything jar or judder my memory upon looking at this burning head?
Yeah, it looks like some kind of artifice of the planes of fire. Yeah, it looks like, yeah.
Okay. So I know it's probably not undead, but some sort of thing. Okay. Looking at it and how it's moving, I'm just gonna try to cast blind to see if I can blind it.
Go for it.
DC 12 to cast, and I have a plus. What's my plus to priest?
Just throw the 20. Let's see if you get a 1.
That's
always a good starting point. Let's see if you get the 1 or the 20.
Oh my God! So
See, it
close.
doesn't matter, does it? All right, here we go.
Close.
All right, that's true too. That's. I don't want to prefer to think of it that way, but you're not wrong. All right, so, what does that spell do?
Blinds it. It is blind. It has disadvantage on task requiring the lost sense.
Nothing seems to happen.
F. Okay. In that case, I will hold strong in my position next to Durek.
Log.
What happens?
Alright, I will also cast a spell. I need an 11 on the d20.
219.
19. I cast Frog Rain. A rain of indigenous frogs pelts a near-sized cube around a point that you can see within range of far. All creatures within the frog rain take 1d6 damage. Any surviving frogs hop away and disappear.
It takes 1d6 to roll for damage. Yeah, you got 4 damage, right?
Yeah.
Smells like chicken.
With that, as there's a small glimmer of glee as his spell works, I would like to try to run down this back into here, so I can avoid flames that I imagine will be spilling soon. So I want to run back towards the jail cell so I can not be in the direct path.
All right. You do that. You pelt it with frogs. Frogs, they climb out of holes in the walls and just like leap onto its fiery parts and burrow into it, which is disgustingly frog-like, and which is not something it expected, to be fair. And let's see, and Durek. But it didn't seem to hurt it much.
I'm going to say, get the people out of here, and then I'm gonna pull my bastard sword out, and I'm gonna say, for Valinor and glory, and I'm gonna charge this thing.
All right. Roll to hit. Your target is...
Here we
18
go.
is your target.
21.
21 hits.
21 hits.
With-
What is up with these dice? Your one-handed is always like 1 point higher.
I know, it's 5 points of damage.
You strike it in its wing and it rears up. You delay it at least for the round. For now, it seems interested in you. There we go. Okay. Meanwhile, let's see. Durek, Jubal is going to
Oh, right.
attempt to cast. Well, he would not know, to be honest, so he's going to attempt to cast Sleep. This will at least give you some information. It seems to do nothing despite working.
Oof.
And Rex.
So, given that Sabert was able to use his religious and magical background to try to assess this thing, Rex would draw on his faith in the dragon gods as well as his background as a wizard's apprentice to try to comprehend what on earth he is seeing right now.
This is a dragon. It's one of the evil sorts of your ancient gods for whom your people worshipped.
So Rex is terrified right now, and is going to, with his action, attempt to use his herbalism to give himself, as heretical as it may seem, Phobane to get advantage against dragons.
All right. You can do that. Let me know the result. That'll be like a spell. So, and let's see. I think that brings us
intelligence. Okay.
back to Sabert as well. So it's now going to get a chance to attack Durek.
Well,
No,
it's
I'm
inevitable.
gonna use my luck.
All right. Make a
Nope,
dexterity
still
save.
Um,
And Durek. Actually, no. It'd be all of you. You're in a narrow corridor.
Even me, who's down the jail cell.
No, not Log or Jubal, but yeah, everybody else.
I will fail that roll.
What was the number to beat?
What was the DC?
12.
I succeed.
You know what? I'm going to use my luck token on this one. I
Alright.
have one left. I'm going to try it again. Just because
And,
I really
my-
don't want to take dragon fire.
Good.
Alright, there we go.
All right. Yeah, so it looks like everybody passed. Saber, did you
No,
pass?
no.
Saber
I
did
failed.
not pass. All right.
Saber, do you have a luck token to burn?
This might be a good time to use a luck token.
Gonna hang on to it for now.
All right.
Okay, good call.
Saber, you take 14 damage, and
Okay.
Rex is meanwhile just kind of babbling about how it's a dragon, and just
Lord.
kind of like switching back into Draconic himself a little bit as he is kind of stammering.
does a 18 hit Durek?
Absolutely.
Or sorry, let's see, what is that? 8? Yeah. Yeah, and then let's see, that's 6 d4 fire, 6 d4. Wait, isn't it going to do it? And there we go.
My AC is actually 16. I know it says 13 there, but that's not accurate.
Durek, this thing slams you up against a nearby wall. The stones splinter and fly explosively nearby as Durek is slammed against the wall. As its talon retracts from you, you can see that it leaves scorch marks in your flesh. And Durek is left smoking. You take 6 points of damage. And we're back to Rex. Now, before we continue, Filthy Pete has taken this time that you've bought them to gather the horses for everybody and to ride with the blind person. And there's still some horses left in here, and they have fled down this corridor out into the darkness. And this thing, now that it's free and sees that it has worthy foes, is going to attempt to move past. I forgot to mention that, so that would be, it has to pass a dexterity check. It passes, and you actually see it started burrowing towards you, and then you all stood your ground, and, you know, fought with it, traded some licks, it breathed fire, and then it just like burrowed and tore through the earth, and burrowed up into the keep and up into the air. And this thing is now flying in the air above Lornedain. You see it flying toward the west. And that's actually where we'll end the adventure for the night.